I'm going to wait for people to come in here, and then I will get the video started. I don't think that's bright enough. About that. It's a little brighter. It's a little brighter. Okay, if you guys are just joining in, I'm going to be starting this interview in about, let's say, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I do have to share the link, so I'll do that right now before I forget. I'm sharing the link, everybody. I don't have a personal assistant, so I have to do everything myself. I will be on the broadcast soon to start it. Okay. And then give it another 2 minutes, maybe. I don't think I need that. I'll get it started right now. Hold up. So I actually asked everybody if they had any questions for me. I'm going to double check that video. I did see some in the post, but I didn't see any on the video, so hold on. As I walk through the valley where I harvest my grain, I look at my wife and realize she's very plain. But that's just not enough for an Amish like me. I shun things like fancy electricity. I mean, I'm messing the lyrics up, but you get my drift. Okay. I do not see any questions other than what was survived. Yeah, you have to be very careful with the way you word things. Otherwise, whoops. Otherwise, yeah. But yeah, I did get 3 very good questions that I'm going to be asking the survivor. Let's double check that I have everything I need. And if you guys have any questions, then feel free to ask them during the live chat, and I'll relay them. So hold up. I need to be able to see the screen, and it looks a little tilted right now. and that means it'll be tilted for you guys. I don't know what happened. Like at one point, there was like a wider angle with YouTube's live camera, and it's like they got rid of that or something. I don't know what happened. Um, okay, that'll have to be that. So let's see. Oh crap! Hold on. There's the Studio A TV and video game set and all that stuff. Hold on. Pressed the chat button, I pressed over near the chat, thinking it would be, hey, what's up, Pilot Extreme and Jayco. All right. So the survivor of VidCo, and this is not a joke. Okay, this is not a joke. Is me. I can't say the real word on here for obvious reasons. But yes, for the past, I believe it's nine days. Tomorrow will be the 10th day. I have had what everybody's been talking about since March, and I think I called it a few days before Thanksgiving, possibly, but I may have actually called it on Thanksgiving. 3 other family members have it, and so far they've been doing okay. But yeah, it was, I'll just put it this way, it was interesting. And I'm not sure if I want to answer the questions first or give the background. So I actually want to answer the questions first. And if you guys want to ask me questions, I'll give you as many details as I can. Then, because I think that there's so much doom and gloom going around that people forget 99% is a very high likelihood of achieving something. It's very good odds. If you had 99% odds in Las Vegas, you better take that bet. You better put all your money on that bet that you will win. 99% odds, very, very high. But I'll get to that in a second. So, I had 2 people ask me questions, approximately 3 questions total. So I'll start off with them. And first question is from Kyra. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do you believe your experience with the V word justifies shutting down the world economy and, excuse me, I can't read that word. I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, and deleting the middle class, all the while ushering in authoritarianism? Okay, let me answer it question by question. No. And no. Here's what I think happened. I think leaders panicked. They didn't ever have to handle something like this. And instead of referring to the history books, instead of referring to newspapers and see what was done, they just made up the rules as they went along. I don't think that any of this was worth it, but there's an exception here. And I have to stand by this because this is what I said back in March. I say shut everything down or shut nothing down. You cannot have these little piecemeal, lockdowns that just keep going on and on and on forever. You have to either throw everything into the mix or just do nothing. Because if you're not willing to, do a short term brutal stoppage, then people are just gonna, things are just gonna keep going and going and going. And so I don't think that, number one, the cloth things work. If they do, they only work 30% of the time. And I always ask people, would you use a condom that does not work 70% of the time? I think most men out there and most women would say no. I would not trust, I would not spend money on such a device. So, I mean, I guess 30% is better than nothing. But I can tell you one thing. I put on the cloth. The cloth didn't work. You know, you're you're gonna get it or you're not gonna get it. You know. So that answers that question. And the second question from Kyra is, do you believe tests are accurate, or did your experience seem similar to the F word or another illness that we deal with normally without impoverishing a huge percentage of society while making elites even more wealthy? I'm going to say that there, I'm going to say like the majority of my experience was similar to what I've already experienced. Um, I'll just go to the rundown here because I wrote this down because otherwise I would have forgot for the most part because I'm at the just coughing part, which is great. Which usually happens anyway after I get a cold. I just have a cough for like a month or two. So I'm assuming that's going to happen again. By the way, I will be taking some of these so I don't cough so much on the broadcast. So these are Hall's Soothe made with real honey. I think that's it. Just the honey one. By the way, guys, again, if you have any questions for me during the live broadcast, I will answer them. Okay. So, again, going back to the experience of what I've already had, I got to tell you, I have had worse illnesses by far. I this was the weirdest the weirdest 7, 8, 9 days because you don't feel bad other than the fever, other than the sore throat at first. There was a sore throat, but then the cough stayed. Got some chest and head pain from coughing too much, and I'll just describe it like this: it's a roller coaster of a sickness, which is why we always make jokes about basically every symptom. Excuse me, every symptom under the sun could be VidCo, but VidCo, um, you know, it affects everybody differently, and that's really the big problem with all this. Because as well as my body took it, somebody else could end up in the hospital and, not be here anymore. And actually, that's my concern for two of my relatives who aren't in the greatest of health, and who are in their 70s. That's my concern for them. So, yes, absolutely, people should take this seriously. If you get it, don't panic because, well, I'll just give you some tips. So, first of all, I'm a lifelong non-smoker since, I'm going to say May or April. I've been walking at least a mile at 5 days a week. So in the past year, I've dropped about 18 to 20 pounds. In February, I was swimming, but then because of the shutdowns, I couldn't swim anymore. And I was swimming because I was 75, maybe 80 pounds overweight. So again, non-smoker. I was doing pretty good with cardio. And also, I take 2 of these every day. And I'm not sponsored by any of this stuff. I just want you guys to know, where I am as far as all that stuff. And I have no major ailments besides, well, stomach issues, but no, it's not a major stomach issue, and so it's not something that I expected to be harmful. So, going through the list again, here we have a sore throat. My fever got up to 101. It may have been higher. I wasn't able to get a thermometer until day three, but the highest my temperature was 101. I had fatigue. This is the weirdest part. So even though you don't feel sick, when you actually have like a common cold, you tend to get tired. Your body just feels tired, and that's how I was feeling. But best way to put it is, I can normally stay awake 16 to 18 hours every day, with about 6 to 8 hours of sleeping. But 12 hours felt like 17 or 18 hours, and I slept, I would say, 9 or 10 hours each time. Um, and that's what I'm saying is that as far as I'm concerned, because this is going to inconvenience people if they get it. I mean, and at the very least, they'll be inconvenienced. So I figure if we all are inconvenienced at the same time, it'd be better than if some people had to take off work for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We all do it at the same time, and that's like the killer for me is that I'm fortunate in the type of work I do. I'm able to sleep 9, 10, sometimes 11 or 12 hours. Well, I don't think I slept that much, but I would say 10 hours for sure. And not everybody has that luxury. And I've been hearing from people that because they do not get paid sick leave, they are just going to work. And guess what? That spreads the fun around. Um, so yes, you should take this seriously. No, we should not have shut down things the way they were shut down. Again, I'll go back and say it should have been back in March or April, back when people were like, deathly afraid of this thing. Everything should have just been shut down, like straight up. Now give people like 2 months to gather supplies, but shut everything down except like hospitals and I forget what, like basically the essential of the essentials. And Walmart and Amazon are not essential of essential. Um, and if that's even possible, that's the thing is that unless you have international cooperation where everybody shuts down for 3 weeks, I think 3 weeks might do it. But that's the thing is that because of the nature of this thing, I don't know if it lays dormant in people. I'm sure some people will be afraid to be around me. I'm sure I won't go to any Christmas parties this year if there were any. But I will tell you guys something just to get a little bit off topic. Because my industry was shut down and I had to adapt so much, well, I'm seeing work dry up now. Okay. So I'm really thinking my biggest asset right now is the fact that I had VidCo. And because I had VidCo, they are looking for support staff. Where you're working around people that have this and they have it in a major way. And I figure number one, I like helping people out. It makes me feel good. But number two, I could use some income. So I honestly think I will apply for one of these jobs. I may as well, right? My industry was shut down, and it definitely was not the same income this year. So I think that I may as well, since I think there's like a 90-day grace period. That's the estimate. I may as well do something for 3 months. um, so yeah, going back down the list. Oh, okay. So I didn't have a runny nose. Um, I wasn't really that congested in the nose area. I was constantly checking my breathing, going like that just became a habit of mine. And one thing I learned, and this is not common knowledge for some reason, blood clots. Blood clots are a concern and that means that people should move around. And my suggestion that I read was to take some blood thinners. In my case, it was aspirin low dose. I read that that should be enough to help with that. But yeah, for some reason, blood clots are not talked about enough when it comes to VidCo. And everybody talks about the breathing issues, but yeah, the clottage is another big concern. So actually, while I'm thinking about it, this is what I was taking. So excuse me. So that was that, and then I also got a friend of mine went out and got these for me. These are black elderberry. Let me think. Zinc and vitamin C. And I wanted to get the ones with echinacea. I think that's how you pronounce it. I wanted to get the ones with echinacea, but they were not at the pharmacy. So, and I also, if you guys notice, I still had the label on this thing because I didn't need it. So this is just your regular Dayquil severe cold and flu. I didn't need it though. Again, I have felt way sicker with the common cold than I did with this, but the common cold is usually over in like 2 or 3 days. This thing just keeps going. But as you can see, I'm functioning just fine, except the cough. But what's another thing? I think I already showed everything I need to show. Yeah. Oh, for the daily moisturizer because my hands were starting to crack. Anyway, let me answer the last question. Oh, okay. Oh, how did I forget that? I so after the fever went away, after it was under 99 degrees, I all of a sudden started smelling paint or burning. That was the best way to describe it. And I also lost my taste. And then eventually the burning smell in my that I could still smell the paint, the burning, whatever you want to call it, that eventually went away. So now I can't smell, and I can't taste anything. So like I have all this food, and basically everything tastes like water. So it's really weird. It's, that was this is by far the weirdest part. Um, and again, besides the cough, I feel perfectly fine. So like I said, my biggest concern because all of a sudden my foot fell asleep. Was it like 4 days ago? My foot fell asleep, and that feeling wouldn't go away. And eventually, that feeling radiated up to the rest of my leg, and I started getting worried. And I'm looking at my leg, I'm looking at my ankle, looking at my feet, comparing them, and I'm like, do I have any clottage? Because I was like, what is this sensation? And yeah, I never had any what do you call it? I can't think of the word. Swelling. That's it. I didn't have any swelling anywhere, and eventually that pain went away. So I keep having like hamstring pain, and I don't know what that is, but it's just a weird thing. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, the getting tired easily part, I can't not stress that enough. I can't like understate that. So yeah, it's weird because you feel fine otherwise, other than the cough, other than the fever, and other than the fatigue. So people who are not giving this enough rest, like right now, I could probably, if I had a manual labor job, I could probably go and do this and be fine. But I definitely couldn't have did that like the first 5 days. Like no way. All right, let's see. I saw you guys writing something, so I will go back up and see what's going on. All right, all right. Salute from Memphis. What's up? Excuse me. What's up? Wood Grain Music. All the best. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, James. Did you get it by walking into a hospital? No. No, I didn't. And actually, the ironic part was my most recent video, I went to the state police headquarters and I was going to ask them, you know, are you guys okay with breaking the law? And I wanted to set up an interview with the superintendent of police to ask them, why are they treating different businesses unfairly compared to your bigger ones? And because they're shutting more things down, at least in the state that I live in. And these little a-holes, and by these little a-holes, I mean the judges in my state are refusing to hear lawsuits, and it's pissing me off. Okay, I get it. You know what? The first 3 months, the first 4 months, the first 5 months, okay, I get it. It's December now. This lawsuit was filed in May. It's messed up. This is affecting so many people, it should have been made a priority. And why these judges think they can get away with this shit? Because they can. Because they absolutely can. And they'll still collect their $450 a day. Because nobody's going to stop them. Should have never. This was a test of society to see how far they could push things in the name of safety. And I say this as somebody who's gone through it. And again, people are way worse than me. I got lucky. I will say that. I got lucky. My body did a hell of a job. Thank you, Adam's body. Thank you for being awesome. And thank you. I don't want to say that this was the reason, but this may have helped. And this company too may have helped. You want to know what my one family member was prescribed by a doctor? Not vitamin C, not vitamin D, not anything but Tylenol. You'd think they would have recommended some immunity boosters. I'm not saying this stuff works, but maybe it does. But no, I really think, again, losing 18 to 20 pounds earlier in the year helped. I really think that obviously being young helps, youngish. And again, I'm just one of the lucky ones. I'll just put it like that. But no, I do not think things should have been shut down the way they were. It should have been all done at once. It should have been, it should have been bad for 3 weeks straight at the most. But then we could have possibly said, had this in the past. It's kind of like going to the dentist and getting your tooth drilled out. You suffer through that pain. You get the injection, but you do it for the long term. You get it. You take that pain in the short term for the long term gain, and they're doing long term pain for what reason? These people don't know what they're doing. So, all right. No, I don't actually know where I got it from. My best guess is I got it from Thanksgiving from a family member. All right, let's see. The most no audio noob ever. What? I don't get this. Well, I'm not sure if it's. I wouldn't call it a HOAX, but I would call it overblown for most people. For most people. I don't want to say everybody because no doubt about it, there's people who have suffered and, worse because of this. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's like this thing is basically, if you already are in bad health, you really don't want to get it. So that's why I'm saying if the end goal was to save the most amount of people, we should have had a complete shutdown. And it would have been over in less than a month. But again, here we are in December because these numbskulls just they do these partial shutdowns, they do these piecemeal shutdowns, and they don't effing get it. It's because they're not affected by it. They're still collecting their paychecks, and they think everything's going to be okay. No, there's businesses going out of business left and right. People are about to run out of unemployment. If this all would have been finished back in April, we would not have had these issues. But now we do because the leaders of this country, and I'm not talking about anybody specifically, I'm talking about nationwide, with few exceptions, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I don't think most of them have got what I had. And I'm proud to say that in the past tense. Because I'm over the hurdle now. Again, this is day 8 or day 9. I lost track. Day 8 or day 9. I probably would have turned worse by now, if it would have got more serious. So you can't keep Adam down. At least not this thing. At least not this time. Fever went away. Lost. Okay. So yeah, oh, Glenn had a question. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. Are you producing more music since you've been stuck at home all day? Actually, it's funny you bring that up. So, excuse me. So a I did an album that was released a few months ago, but the musician wants to add another song and get rid of one after the fact. So this is the problem of digital releases. Not to say I don't like making more money on this, but like, come on, man. Like, I like to have something finished, and then if something's released physically, musicians can't go back and change things. Like, once it's in stone, it's in stone, or in in CD form or whatever the case may be. It's done, right? But because it's digital and you can go back and change things even after the fact. So I think this is going to be the last thing. Of course, I said that a couple months ago, but yeah, I think this one final song will be in there, and I think I might do a stream about it. Um, that's what I've been working on. I also have a project that was supposed to be wrapped up in October. That audio mix, the reason that was held up was for legal reasons. The person that recorded it did not get model release form signed. So they were scared of getting sued, which I don't blame them. But yeah, that one, I'm actually finally wrapping up the audio mix on. And hopefully nobody has to be removed from that video because, well, I made it so that you can edit it after the fact, but you can't add any more things. And I don't think people understand the idea of a picture lock for some reason. It's like, yeah, once things are, you can remove them, but you can't add to it. Otherwise, I have to remix everything, and that will be a pain in the butt, and it's going to cost the person more money. Again, I don't mind making more money, but it's just annoying when you already know that something's finished and you have to go back and redo it. Okay, Glenn asked me, were you permanently damaged by it, as corporate media tells us will be the case? As far as I know, no. I hope that this cough goes away after, like, maybe the middle of January. Again, after, it doesn't matter what I get sick from. If I get sick at some point, I have a cough for like another month after I'm finished being over the cold. I don't think it's permanently damaged me. As far as I can tell, it has not. So again, I think I'm one of the lucky ones, but I'm also in the majority, 99%. So Again, I feel bad for the people that this greatly affects. Um, I wish I could pass my good fortune on to everybody, because if this is all they had to go through, then you know it's, hey, it's miserable. That again, it's like a roller coaster of things. But at this point, I would say 2 days ago is when I started feeling like I was able to like get back on a bike, or if I wasn't fat, jog, or if I was still swimming, go swim. Like I'm basically, I don't want to say 100%, but I'm enough there where I can do things again. But here's the problem: you're supposed to stay self quarantined so that you don't pass this thing on to anybody else. And that's the other thing, is that like what I would normally do is like, go get some gas, go, I don't know, go inside somewhere. Now, the thing is, I have been getting, I didn't used to go through the drive through. I used to always go inside. Um, but I've been doing curbside stuff. I just had Chick-fil-A yesterday. It was curbside. Normally, I would either go through the drive through or just go in, because I don't like wasting gas. Um, so that hasn't really changed, other than when the person comes out to get the food, or give me the food, I should say, I am wearing a mask, just so that, and I don't know if that's enough, but I can't always rely on friends or family to help me out. Actually, what I'm going to do now that I'm feeling better is help out maybe my older relatives, and hopefully they're doing good. Because again, like I said, they are the ones that have some potential health issues that this could affect. Um, but then again, they are a part of my family, so maybe the DNA in our family is just good. I don't know. But did it permanently damage me? No, it did not permanently damage me. Other well, there is no permanence. This is a temporary cough, as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's see. Did it affect your ears? No, and I was so happy about that too. That's a great question. Effed news. It's good to hear you only got the moderate symptoms. Yep. Let me tell you something. I was definitely scared early on. And sorry, the light is messing with my ability to see the screen. Brian French, glad you're just getting moderate symptoms. That stuff knocked me over for a month. See, that's what I'm saying. Like people were saying, oh, this is a joke, or this isn't real, or whatever. No, it's real. It's freaking real. Again, my long term issue right now, besides again coughing, is I can't taste anything and I can't smell anything. But I will say this as a joke: um, it could potentially help my love life. I have to try to stay funny about it, but excuse me. Speaking, I can't speak long without coughing. Normally, if I'm just sitting there, I might cough like once every 10 minutes. But if I'm speaking at length, yeah, my throat's being irritated, and so that's why I'm coughing so much, because I'm talking. But yeah, guys, I just hope you guys can avoid this as much as possible. Now, as far as the needle is concerned, I don't trust that one bit. Let me tell you something. I was watching I was watching the news, and there was somebody on there, and they were saying, "Oh my God, I forget the specific name, but you know what? If I remember, I'll comment what it was." But basically, because this needle has not been tested at length like a normal one would be. Apparently, it takes like 4 years of testing for a normal thing to go through. This thing could basically, the way they described it was, it could open up a Trojan horse scenario where the concern is that it could cause something else to gain entry without your um, your system being able to stop it at all. So will I be lining up to get the needle? Hell, ugh, hell no, hell no. As far as I'm concerned, what I just got was my vaccine. Whoops, I didn't mean to say that word out loud. Darn it. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, getting it for real was my needle. You know, that's it. And again, I just hope that anybody else out there who gets this had it as easy as I did. Because yeah, you just don't know. It's like the Forrest Gump line, "Life is like a box of chocolates." You know, VidCo is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And I don't know if you can get it again and then you have it differently the second time around. You would think, you would think that your body would now have this in its Wiktionary, in its Wikipedia, the body Wikipedia of how to defend itself against this thing, right? So anyway, like I said, I think I'm going to join in on the front lines, as it were, because now I think one of my biggest assets is the fact that I already had this. So I figure that's what I think I'm going to do for the next 3 months at least. And they said the next 3 months they're going to need people. Um, I'm not volunteering, that's for sure, because bills need to be paid. But absolutely, I wouldn't mind, doing that for a little bit just to do something different. And I mean, I don't really have much else to do for the time being anyway. So I may as well again use my greatest, not my greatest asset, but one of my bigger assets to help other people out. So anyway, let's see if there's any other questions. Otherwise, I'm getting off of here. And yeah, thank you guys for the thumbs up. I'm glad I did not have to, um, you know, say goodbye to everybody. So I hate that I have to be so careful with my words. It's just a shame what this has turned into. But you saw what happened to me last time. One of my videos got shut down, and I make this one with the possible penalty of not being able to upload for a week. I gotta stop talking because my throat's really irritated now. But hey, maybe the permanent damage will give me a less whiny voice. One can only hope. All right, I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to have some fun with this. But anyway, guys, I do plan on making some more videos because it is the holiday season and ad rates are up. I just tried to do the Kermit the Frog thing. I think you actually got to go. And that is my business. So yeah, I do plan on putting out more videos. At the peak of VidCo, I recorded the best audio interface video. So when I was at my highest temperature, you saw me on camera. I didn't look too bad, did I? I had to edit out the coughs during the voiceover. I had to re-record the video 3 times, but I managed through it. So anyway, oh God, like I said, guys, if you get this, I wish you the best. And no matter what they say, we're not all in this together. That's a BS line. If we were all in this together, we all be collecting, governor style paychecks, and we're not. A lot of us lost our jobs due to no fault of our own. So we're not into this. We are not in this together financially. That's for damn sure. But be safe out there. All the stuff about the cloth is BS, but keeping your distance from people, that is good advice. And getting on the immune boosters is also good advice. The other one I was gonna say was it's called the EZC pack. So E as in elephant, Z as in zebra, C as in cat, EZC, and then pack is spelled PAK, I think. I don't think it's PAC. I think it's PAK. So EZC pack with echinacea, zinc, and vitamin C. That's the one I recommend. Um, Otherwise, get the elderberry with that stuff in it too, because it's better to have something than not have anything. In my opinion, basically the way I like to look at it is this: the stuff costs around $30. Is your health and your life worth $30? For me, it was. So I've wasted more money on other things. So $30 to potentially, you know, quell the storm was a good spend. I cannot see what that message says at the very bottom. So you made it through the C word. Yes, I did. I did. Dice controller 187. I think that's what it's word. Yeah. Yep. That's what this video was about, sir or ma'am. And I'm going to wrap it up now because like I said, my throat's irritating me now. And I know you guys are probably annoyed with me coughing through this. So, one last time, I'm going to show you guys what I have been using. So, I always take this. This is like my main multivitamin. And then this is the immune booster. So, I don't take all these at the same time. I take this in the morning, 2 of these in the morning, and then I take one of these in the afternoon and for dinner. And then this was again for the blood thinning, which I took one of these in the morning. Excuse me. I took one of these in the morning along with the multivitamins. And then I never had to use this, but I had it anyway. And I also have the NyQuil as well. But yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this because somebody might like this might be worth like $50 one day, if it gets hard to find this. So I'm gonna save this plus the NyQuil. All right. Anyway, guys, it was nice to see you all again. Again, I will be making more real home recording videos in the upcoming days. My plan this month was to record. Hold on, let me get it. So I was going to record. This is called the cheapest microphone on on Amazon, but because I got sick, I'm not going to take myself over to somebody's house and get them sick. So this video will have to wait until after the holidays. And I also was going to record some more stuff with the SE7 because again, that's the microphone I recommend to people like when they're first starting out. So I wanted to record some drums, I want to record some electric guitar, some better acoustic guitar, and maybe some different singing and stuff like that. But can't do that now. I still think I want to stay away from people for at least another. Well, this is day 9 or this is day 9. So I want to stay away from people. This is a great excuse, by the way. Hey, man, you want to hang out? No. Best excuse ever. And it's a real legitimate excuse to not do things. Okay. all that aside, I will be doing some videos that I can still do without having to involve other people. Except I could interview people. I could do that. I mean, a lot of cool things have happened this month. Slate finally put out their LA2A plugin, and what else happened? Oh crap! I forget where I was going with that, but yeah. So I didn't talk about Black Friday deals because honestly, I just wasn't feeling it this year. I was like, okay, here we are again. So I talked about the freebies that came out, but as far as the deals, they're good deals. But I have I basically have all the plugins that I need. Um, if anything really cool comes out, like I'll talk about it. But nothing has really interested me that much, especially because of all that real hardware from Mix Analog. Oh, by the way, Mix Analog, you can now subscribe, excuse me, every month for $170. That's a lot of money, or I should say, it sounds like a lot of money, but if you are constantly producing music, then I think it's a pretty good deal. And that includes their tape machines, by the way. So unlimited $170 per month, and I think that price is going to go up. And then Access Analog, they have credits now. So if you run a business, then you can buy credits this year, and then next year you'll have a tax write off. So I plan on doing that myself. I'll probably get like the $50 bundle. But yeah, very good stuff. My other plan is to do a LA2A comparison. So the one that's up on Access Analog versus Slate. So I have a lot of things that are planned. I just need to get around to doing them. And right now, I have probably 5 to 10 days of free time, and I'm feeling a lot better. So, time to get them done, right? See you all. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.